There's a real disconnect between our laundry tubs and the lakes, rivers, and streams. And we have to change that behavior. We have to change that mentality. And for so long, people have gone down into the basement and used the Varsol to clean paintbrushes, or even just poured the paint, for example, right down the drain. That behavior needs to change. And Stewardship Ontario and Sean McGee are going to tell us all about the ways in which we can now recycle and dispose of our household hazardous waste properly, and therefore help save our lakes, rivers, and streams. Sean, nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you, Mike. Welcome to Orange Drop.
So tell me, what is Orange Drop exactly?
All right, well, Orange Drop is kind of like, well, you know the Blue Box program, right?
Yes.
So there's a whole bunch of items you can collect in there, but there's way more out there that we can actually collect, right? If you think about your house, anybody just in their basement or, maybe in their attic, there's all kinds of stuff that's hiding down there. And most of it's probably things that you're keeping because it's toxic or it's kind of hazardous type stuff. But that's what Orange Drop is about, is ensuring that it actually gets taken to a place so it's stored and it doesn't affect the environment or harm people as well.
Right, and this is the stuff that makes the toxic leachate in the landfills, right? In the past, we used to take our batteries, our old fridges, our stoves, our ballast for lights, all of which contain PCBs, dioxins, and furans, and it would leachate right into the rivers and the lakes and streams. So this is so important. This is fantastic. So is that makethedrop.ca? Is that what that website's all about?
So makethedrop.ca is a part of Orange Drop, and it's a way to help consumers make sure that you know what the items are and where you can take it. And it's also actually a way to follow us around. But the first most important thing is to know that there's 22 items. And so if you've got a whole bunch of stuff in your basement, you can go down to
Well, I'm going to bring you over to my basement. I've got a whole whack of materials in there, and we'll just take the viewer through what exactly works in the Orange Drop. And
awesome.
Great. So, Sean, welcome to my basement.
Thank you.
And, like anybody, I've got paint left over here from painting my fence some 5 years ago. And it's pretty much toast, right? And back in the day, I would have hid this at the bottom of the bag because I was ashamed to throw it out. I didn't know what to do with it. But that's basically what we did, right? You just kind of tucked it into the garbage bag, put it out at the curb, and they took it away.
Yeah, but you don't have to do that anymore. It's awesome. So you did the right thing. You tried to use up as much as you could, right?
I don't want to throw it out.
No,
I know it shouldn't be thrown out.
For sure. And but now it's at the end of its life. You can feel it's kind of gone solid at the bottom. It's separated. This paint's not going to be any good. So what you can do now is you can take it to an Orange Drop location. So you've actually made a really good spot here. It's kind of like this is your own drop zone. You take any of these hazardous and special waste materials that that are around your house, and then just like your regular recycling routine, you take this stuff to an Orange Drop location, and then it gets managed properly.
This is my lantern that I used to use back in the day. It's pretty much toast. So propane, 1 pound bombs.
Yeah.
Right, again, and people, these are terrible. Like, you can't put these in your garbage bag and throw them out at the curb. You can't do it.
You've actually got almost like a treasure trove in here. There's all kinds of different things that you probably wouldn't realize that you can actually take to an Orange Drop location. And the best thing is you can take them all to the same spot.
Right. So we bulk it up, and we're not going to make the trek for just this little tube of glue. But, this tube of glue times a million is a serious problem. So we don't want to throw this out. We don't want to put it in the garbage bag. So you can put this and make our own orange bin in our house and bulk it up, get enough materials that makes it worth the trip, and off I go to the Orange Drop Depot at makethedrop.ca.
You check it out at makethedrop.ca.
Plug in my postal code.
Yep.
And it tells me exactly where to go.
Exactly.
Okay.
And also, you've got a whole bunch of stuff in here. Like this is typical. Cleaners, this is
oil and grease cleaner. I've got carpet cleaners. I've got, you name it, it's in here. All kinds of tubes of stuff. Yeah, and again, this is stuff that it does last a long time, right? And I don't use it all in one shot.
Yep.
So you have this stuff around, but when it's reached the end of its lifespan, the easiest thing to do when you're cleaning the basement and you want to clean it up is just toss it in the garbage bag. But don't do it. You can't do it. You have to bulk it up and deal with it properly. And that's makethedrop.ca. Plug in my postal code, and it tells me where to go.
Yep.
Okay, there you go. So you have got the best gig going. Tell me about your summer.
I'm pretty excited, yeah. Well,
bet you are.
I get to go and travel around, and you can see there's a couple other folks that are with us, and we're going to be going around the province to places like Ottawa, Kingston, Windsor. We'll be around the GTA. We're going to Sudbury, all around the Muskoka area, to events and concerts so that we can talk to people about what Orange Drop is. The whole idea is to get this conversation going with people all across Ontario, to let them know that MakeTheDrop.ca exists, that Orange Drop is this awesome new program. I mean, you might not have known, but in 1981, Ontario introduced the first Blue Box program, and it's all around the world. It won an award for the UN for innovation, and so we think that Orange Drop could do that too. So we're really looking forward to getting people out and excited about this, and hopefully we'll do that. We're going to hopefully, we're hoping to talk to about 4 million people for over the course of 3 months this summer.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sean. Show me this trailer here. This looks really cool.
All right, cool.
When you think about recycling paint, it's tough to think of yourself as an environmentalist or that you're even doing anything for the environment. But when you think about the volume of paint that just 20 years ago ended up in our landfills as toxic leachate, it's pretty astounding. So here, Going Green for Green is in Victoriaville, Quebec. And Mario Clermont, the CEO of Laurentide Resource Group, specifically the recycled paint division, is taking us around the facility and trying to explain sort of how their business runs, how it works, where their feedstock comes from, and what they do here in Victoriaville at Laurentide Resource Group. In terms of the volume of paint, I mean, I'm already overwhelmed. What are we talking about?
We're talking massive numbers. We're talking 7 million kilograms of paint coming in that plant every year. 6 million from the province of Quebec and about 1 million from Ontario now. So the first step is to weigh the bin. They scan it, it's automatically and live into our database. They put all the paint cans on the belt. And they take away what's not paint or what they're not sure what it is.
That's a full can.
Almost full, yeah. The average weight is about 2.2 kilogram per can, so some are empty, some are full.
2.5 million cans. It's pretty staggering when you think that only 15, 20 years ago all this went to a landfill.
Oh yeah.
The whole point of Stewardship Ontario working with me on Going Green for Green is to try and increase the participation levels and make sure everybody, because these are the things that people used to hide at the bottom of the garbage bag. Nobody, they didn't want to think about it.
And when you sell your house, you hide them and then you leave them to the next owner.
That's right.
They're checking if there's any waste in it, like skins basically, or dried or skinned, or something else in a can. Sometimes we open a can and there's
Cigarette butts
cigarette
or God
butts.
knows what.
Money.
Money.
We found some money once, yeah.
Well, there you go, in a paint can. So the brand that you manufacture here is Boomerang.
Boomerang.
And you have all the colors in the rainbow?
We have 16 latex colors, 6 alkyd, we have stings.
Can you actually have 100% recycled paint?
We can, yeah, we can.
So, and is that what Boomerang is?
In most of the colors, yes. For the lighter colors like white and cotton, when we run out of white and cotton, or recycled white and cotton, we add a little bit of virgin. But there is a limit that we can add to be still called recycled paint. In 2010, we're going to sell close to 1 million gallons of paint out of this facility here. So we, across Canada, from Newfoundland to Victoria, BC.
Incredible, incredible.
You won't find such a facility anywhere you go in the world. Not as big, not as fancy, not as quality controlled.
So thanks for your time today, Mario. Really appreciate it. And I think this has a lot to say about the marketplace in general and people changing their demand for recycled materials and recycled products. And those people that want to decorate responsibly, get yourself a gallon of Boomerang paint, or 4 gallons or 10 gallons of Boomerang paint. If you're staining your deck, if you're staining your house, get yourself the Boomerang product. It's 100% recycled, made right here in Victoriaville, Quebec. This program is brought to you in part by Stewardship Ontario.